Uh, Welcome, everybody. My name is Paisley Coxey. I am the general manager at Aduvo. I also have my team member Leslie on the call. She is our marketing manager, and we just wanted to share some insights and some things that we've been discussing and really recommending that will help you guys grow your business, especially in a year that's a little bit different than the past. It's important to make sure that you're able to nurture and grow your business in different ways. So before we get started here, I just want to ask a couple quick questions just to have an idea of who's on the call. The first is just having an understanding of how you guys are currently building relationships with realtors and agents. Is there anything in particular that you're making sure you're doing to nurture those relationships? Just interested to see what you guys have to say. I'll leave this up here for just a couple seconds here. It looks like borrower connections and attending open houses are big ones. It's great to hear. Okay, give it another 10 to 15 seconds here. Borrower connections and open houses, still top answers. Okay, great. Well, thank you guys for the insight. And then my other quick question here for you guys is just having an understanding of what loan origination system you guys are on. We work with a number of different platforms, just interested in the one that you guys are on. Again, I'll just leave this up here for a minute or so. Just want an understanding of our base here. Okay. It's like a lot of Lending Pad, Encompass, and Point. And we work with all of those, so great news. Okay, thanks everybody for the answers. We'll go ahead and get started here. Throughout the conversation, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw those in the question and answer. We'll pause along the way and just want to make sure that we can answer anything you guys have. Okay, so what's going on in the industry? Just wanted to kick off with a little bit of what I've seen going on here in March. The first thing is that mortgage applications were on the rise for 5 out of the past 6 weeks, which is really great to see. Just means people are out there and interested in purchasing, even with the rates being a little bit higher than they were earlier this year. Inflation also increased a little bit less than we expected in March. Does that mean there won't be another rate hike in May? It's probably a little too early to know, but that was definitely something sorry, this is what went on in April. I have mislabeled this, but that will definitely prevent, hopefully, a bigger rate increase next month. Definitely shows that inflation is slowing, which is great. And people are still buying. People are feeling a lot more confidence in purchasing right now, and that was shown in a number of different articles I saw online. There's also a very interesting increase in confidence with new builds. So just seeing that there's different types of properties people are out there buying just continues to show the need out there and the interest for the borrower. Okay, so let's hop into what realtors are looking for and how you can help them and how in turn that will help you grow your business. The first is realtors are really looking to know what's going on in the industry. They want you to be their industry experts since that's the business that you're in. So they're really looking to just learn what's going on from the industry from you and any advice that you have for potential borrowers. They also are looking for you to help educate the leads and the borrowers that they're working with. Since they aren't the experts, just any tips and tricks you could share with any leads that they have or any borrowers just helps both of you grow your business. They also want to not just be business partners. Realtors are really typically pretty relationship-driven people, so it's really important that you're building those relationships with them. Go out and get a coffee, give them a call to see how their week's gone, not just having everything be straight business related. They're also looking for you to be available when they are. Realtors often are showing houses at nights and on weekends, which aren't typically the times that loan officers are working, but it's important to be able to make sure you can respond to them. Of course, respect your own personal boundaries and your time away from work. But if you're able to, answer a quick call from them or send them a text back on something they're asking for, tons of realtors are saying that was super valuable for them. The next is to help make sure that you are able to help them with any mortgage questions they have. A great article I read said that a loan officer actually went out of their way to reach out to the buyer's agent on a home that they were looking to sell and was able to help them figure out if they felt that that loan was going to be able to close and the individual is going to be able to purchase the house. So anything you guys can do to just help them feel confident, either on the buyer's side or the seller's side, is really great. And then the last is they really want to know the bad news and they want to know it before the borrower. So sharing everything, including the bad stuff, is something that they really appreciate, so that if the borrower reaches out to them, they're hearing it before, they're speaking with that individual. Okay, I saw a question was answered. Yes, we will be emailing the recording tomorrow, and I believe you might also get an email from Zoom as well. Okay. And then what do we recommend that you implement on that front to help build those relationships? The first is that send out regular communication that is not marketing related. So sending educational emails, monthly newsletters, just things that allow them to know what's going on in the industry, something they can regularly expect from you. And it's not just trying to exclusively build and close business with them. The next is to send information to emails to leads and borrowers. Don't just market, try to educate. So sending them information on the best way to make sure they're going to pre-qualify, or what next steps might be in the loan process so that they're ready to go, any tips they should know post-close. All of those things just help the realtor build those relationships with the borrowers and helps improve your business and your brand reputation as well. The next is to implement real-time loan status alerts and updates. So this will keep both the realtor and the borrower up to date in real time. So it'll eliminate the realtor needing to reach out to you to see where things are at. And it'll also reduce the borrower needing to go to you, which in turn just keeps that communication going and helps build that relationship with both the borrower and the realtor. The next is to co-brand with realtors. So anytime you can include their information on any emails that you're sending, tag them in social media posts, it's getting their face out there as well, which is really appreciated. And then I'm going to pass it over to Leslie to take over the rest. Leslie, whenever you're ready. And you're muted.
Typical Zoom moment there where I started talking and was muted. I'm sure if I said show of hands how many people that has happened to, everybody would raise their hand. So apologies. So I'm on the marketing side of things. So I wanted to talk a little bit further into that. So kind of piggybacking off of what Paisley has said, one other thing to do is get creative with your communication. So, utilizing social media, as Paisley mentioned, with the co-branding, but also your own social media, using that as a platform to share some of this educational content. So if you have that created for emails and monthly newsletters, you can use some of that same content in your social media. And handwritten notes. And I said, really, because that is, not something that happens often, but sometimes it can make a really big impression, especially as we don't get those very often anymore. So that can be something you work into your mix as you work with and meet different realtors. A handwritten note might be helpful as well, just to help you stand out from the crowd. And then if you're tech savvy, video is also a really great way to get your information out there. And I can also put face with your name on social, or you can share that via email as well. So those are just some things you can do to get a little bit creative if you're ready to take that next step with your communication with your realtors as you're building those relationships. And then finally here, do your research. So one thing that, it's challenging right now in the market. And so you're feeling that pressure to build these relationships and get it in front of as many realtors as you can. And as you do that, I think another way to really help you stand out from the crowd is to do your research on who you're reaching out to. So learn about their business. Maybe they specialize in certain, types of homes that they sell, who they work with, their clients, maybe where they are, their location. So you have a little bit of groundwork from which to work when you reach out to them. So it shows them you've made that little bit of effort to learn about them and get to know maybe some of their pain points and how you can help them and their clients as well. So these are just some quick tips that we recommend. And then now I'm going to go into talking a little bit about the actual content that we recommend and some things surrounding that can be helpful. So one thing here at Eduvo that we think is really important, and I'm sure you all agree, especially if you work somewhere that has a compliance officer on staff, is compliance is super important when you're speaking with both realtors and borrowers and leads. And one thing we do here at Eduvo is we make sure any content that we have out of the box is already reviewed by our compliance team, so you don't have to worry about that step. And then I also wanted to offer just a couple of quick compliance tips as you're doing your own communication. So one thing to think about when you're sending out any marketing or advertising content to realtors and anybody else, borrowers or leads, is you want to make sure you have a little disclaimer in your footer that notes that this is an advertisement, and you can use your merge tag feature if you have that in your emails to say this is being sent to this individual's email by my company. And so that way you've got that notice in there that helps keep that email content compliant when you're sending anything from a marketing or advertising standpoint. Next is, this feels like a no-brainer, but it's always good to remember that you have to make sure you've got the unsubscribe option in any email content that you send out. And also you want to have the equal housing lender logo in your footer section and big enough that it's legible. So people can see that if they scroll down to the footer, that's included. And if you have an email platform that allows you to keep that in there, that's what you want to go ahead and have built into your footer. We have that built into all of our Eduvo footers automatically. So it's done and dusted for you. Next, if you're texting, you want to make sure you have opt-in. So before you're texting with any realtor, you want to make sure they opt into your text message communications. And then every message thereafter that you send, you want to give them an opt-out option. So that will keep you compliant as well and save you any headaches in the future if those arise. So just remember those two items. And then when you're sending out email communication, always include your NMLS number as a loan officer and also your companies in the footer. So you want to make sure those are always automatically included. And again, that's something we automatically do with our email communications and pull those in via merge tags. And then finally, this is a very simple one, but when in doubt, get it reviewed. So, sometimes you might want to send information that involves rates or something that has a number attached to it. And those are always emails or communications you want to have reviewed by a compliance officer to make sure the proper disclaimers are included. And so again, with our content, if we have anything that falls into that category or anything we send out, we make sure we have it reviewed before it's utilized in our platform, but want to put that out there. So if you have any questions or feel like I'm not sure if I can send this, it's always good practice to have that reviewed from a compliance standpoint. So just a couple quick tips as you're making these communications, just keeping things compliant on your end. And then, kind of moving forward onto actual content. So one thing we, as Paisley was talking about, is not just content to close business, but to offer education to realtors and really helping them understand what's happening in the market. And so when you're sending this stuff out, you want to personalize it. So utilize merge tags. So it's not saying hi and then nothing else. It's really, getting to that first name so they feel like this is intended specifically for them. And then you want to make it friendly, obviously, not just businessy, but like you're talking to a friend. So you feel that relationship happening. And that's how to continue that kind rapport with your realtor partners. And then, of course, you want to send relevant and important information. So as you're keeping your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the industry, then you can share what you learn with your realtor partners as well. And so they can start to look to you as an expert on knowing what's happening, especially right now when things seem to be changing almost on a weekly, sometimes daily basis. They know they have you to look to answer any questions and give them kind of the latest, greatest information. And then, of course, as we said in the previous slide, you want to stay compliant. And so what we have here that you can see as an example of a piece of content that we're working to implement in our platform that would go out to realtor partners talking about what's happening with rates right now, what's happening in the mortgage industry. And as you can see, it does mention, rate numbers and has some specific information that from a compliance standpoint, you don't want the realtor then to forward this to all of their buyers. This is information that's realtor specific. And so we include a disclaimer that notates that. And so if you were to send this kind of information to your realtor partners, you would want to do the same thing and make sure that that disclaimer is included so they know this is for their information and knowledge only, not for them to then forward on to their networks. So, and again, this would be something we would handle on our end from an Eduvo standpoint, but this is an example of something we could send out. And Paisley, I can't remember if we had a poll here. We were going to ask maybe about the frequency of sending this kind of communication out. Did we have that built in or not? Do you recall?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, we were going to ask you all. So we've put this information together and we're interested in your thoughts on the frequency of sending this out. If this would be something you'd be interested in sending your realtors weekly or monthly, or what sort of cadence you would like to do.
Okay, sorry about to launch that for you guys here. Had to get back to the polls. There you go. Should be up there now.
Perfect. Yeah, so we'll give you just a few seconds here to answer this and then we'll continue on. But you are also great information givers to us on making sure we provide what loan officers want from our platform. So we'd love to know your thoughts here.
And just a reminder too, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw those in the question and answer section. We're happy to answer them. Okay, it looks like a majority are looking to have it sent weekly. So thank you guys for the feedback. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Yes, thank you. We were thinking similarly, but are glad to have that confirmed by you all. And so speaking of continued content and information sharing with your realtor partners, this is another easy thing that you can do and that Eduvo does automatically is keeping your realtors informed on what's happening with the borrower throughout the loan application process. And so we have loan status alerts that go out in real time as the borrower is going through the loan process to let them know what's happening and what's coming up next. But we also have those information pieces put together for the realtors as well. So they know when their borrower's application has been completed, when the appraisal happens, when their loan is funded, when it's closed. If anything goes awry, if the loan is canceled for any reason, for all different elements of the loan process, keeping them informed is a great way also to relationship build and to really build that trust with your realtor partners, because they can know when I work with this loan officer, they keep me informed across the process. And so that's something that we think is really important and something that should be turnkey as well. So some of you may be doing this manually. And so through our platform, we're able to do this automatically as these milestones happen. And what you see on the screen here are just two examples of what those look like and what the borrower sees and what the realtor sees via text, if they're opted into that, and then email as well. And Paisley, I'll pause. I didn't know if you wanted to add anything here before I go to the next little content piece.
Nothing to add, just if you guys are looking for this content, we can definitely automate it for you with our direct connections to your LOSs.
Yes. And again, this is an example of something that can be sort of low-hanging fruit, easy to do, because some of the other tactics we mentioned earlier do take a little bit more time. So when you have things like this automated happening for you behind the scenes, that frees you up to do other relationship building with realtors, and then also focus on, obviously, your borrowers and working with them as well. So I'm going to switch screens here and show you one other piece of content that we have. I can get out of here. Let me just stop this real quick and exit. Okay. All right, so let me switch here. Thanks for your patience. All right, so what I have here is another piece that Paisley referenced that we talked about is non-business focused content. So sharing with your realtors industry news, updates, tips and tricks to help them do better in their business. And this is an example of a monthly newsletter that we do where we send resources that we go and find different bits of information we think will be relevant for the month ahead to realtors, talking about industry updates, ways that they can help scale their business. So tips and tricks from a marketing standpoint, any cool technology advances, tips and tricks for home showing, just pulling together resources that are targeted towards realtors. So it kind of serves as, twofold. It shows that you're taking the time to think about them and their business and pull together things you think will be helpful. And then it's just a way to stay a top of mind for them. So you're in their inbox. They start to know to hear from you monthly. They know, oh, I'm going to get this newsletter and I'm interested to see what information they're going to pull for me this month. And so I'm showing it to you in our platform. So you're getting a little behind the scenes peek here as well. But every month we put together a roundup of news, and you can kind of see we talk about attracting new clients for social media, and it has a real estate focus on it. We also talk about what's happening in the current month's market or any industry news that's relevant to that particular month and particularly interesting to realtors. Email marketing tips, ways to better market yourselves via email or any other digital content, other resources about, how to stage homes or tips and tricks there, and then something cool with technology. And I'm sure, anybody who's been on any news outlet knows that AI is really big in the news right now. And of course, it's, factoring into the real estate business as well. So this is just an example that shows you what we can offer and what we like to send out on behalf of our loan officers to their realtor partners. And then, of course, we utilize a good bit of merge tags to, personalize, pull in company logos, pull in pertinent compliance information and that sort of thing. And then, as you can see in here, what our editor looks like too. So I wanted to touch on that as just an example of a monthly newsletter communication that can go out to your realtors that are, focusing on education and just giving them you as a resource for them to look towards. And with that, I will turn it back over to Paisley to take it from here, unless there are any specific questions about anything that I just covered.
Okay.
Right.
Give it a second here for any questions that anybody might have. I see one person asking if we can customize those newsletters once you guys have built them, and you definitely can customize that content. You'd want to make sure you're staying compliant and all that good stuff, but you can make a copy of any content that we've created and then customize it your own way and send it out from there. And then just to give a little snapshot of what Eduvo has to offer for you on that realtor front, let me go ahead and share my screen with you here. We have tons of pre-built content available for you guys, and we will be rolling out more and more content over the next couple of months, and we'll continue to refresh. So you'll have those weekly what's going on in the industry emails that you guys can enable, as well as the monthly newsletters. So we'll continue to create those. Also on our platform here, if I just type agent, you'll see we have a number of pre-built campaigns available right now. Again, we have a variety of additional content that will be coming out in the next couple of months. So tons of pre-built campaigns. We also have a variety of different templates available for you too, and you can decide which template really matches your needs. So whether it's a text or an email, we have tons of pre-built content available for you to turn on. So let's see, I see a question popped in. Is there a limit to how many emails you can send? No, there is no limit. So you can send as many emails as you'd like and as many texts as you'd like. We just charge a monthly fee per user. So sky's the limit on what you can do to build those relationships. And then it says, do you have the ability for a reader of the marketing to click on a link to communicate, call, or even go to an application? So we it doesn't have the ability to have, if they click and then it'll pop up your phone number that I'm aware of. I will double check on that and get back with you on that. But if you wanted to direct them somewhere, you could always update those links accordingly in the newsletter, and it would direct them to where you'd like them to go. So, but let me get back to you on the click to call component of that. I just haven't tested that one out. So I will get back with you. Let's see. Do you have content for different titles? For example, realtor content? We do have realtor content. So whether you want that to go to a buyer's agent or seller's agent, we have content available for you. On top of course, the borrower information. So there's tons of different things that you can send on that front. Okay, any other questions that you guys can think of at this point? Okay, feel free to throw them in if you do think of anything. And then I did want to let you guys know, if you guys would like just a free trial account, no commitments at all, let us know. We can set that up for you. And then that way you can come in here, take a look at the content, decide if you want to connect to your LOS and move forward with all of that. And then again, we are continuing to roll out more and more content and information for you guys. So if you did move forward or did have interest in a Duvo, we can definitely keep you up to date as more content's available, not only for agents, but for leads and borrowers and other contacts that you guys have. And then let me go ahead. I've got a couple last questions here for you guys. The first one here is just, would you like us to go ahead and stand you up that free site so you could take a look at the content? Again, no commitment at all on your end. We can just stand up the site so you guys can have access. We're also happy to reach out to you directly if you have any questions. So let us know and we'll get back with you on all of that. And then again, this is no commitment. So just allows you to get in here, poke around and see if you're interested. Okay. And then our team is more than happy to schedule direct conversations with you. I'm more than happy to have a follow-up with you as well. So just let us know. And I see we've got another question here. The pricing depends on the number of users that you have. So we only charge per loan officer. So if you had other team members, they're able to get access in here for free. The price per loan officer starts at $149 per user. But we are not charging for the platform prior to June 1st. So if you did have interest, you'd have time to get in here, connect to your data before any billing would start. So let us know if you would like us to go ahead and move forward on that end, and we can definitely help you out. Okay. Leslie, anything on your end you want to add before I ask our last couple follow-up questions here?
I don't think so. One thing, I guess I said I don't think so, and then I'm adding something here. But we love to hear from, our loan officers ideas of content too, what you're hearing in the industry, what you're hearing from not only your realtor partners, but maybe your borrowers and leads too, of things that they want to hear. So that's one thing, as we continue to create new content in our platform, we really like to listen to our users and hear what might be of interest as we create new content. So that's something we want to promote as well, because you guys are boots on the ground and a good resource for us too. So I throw that out there as we talk about continuing to create new content for our users.
Of course, agreed. And let me go ahead and launch this quick question here too. This just gives us an idea of just where marketing pain points are at and how we can best help you guys address those. So any feedback you want to provide on that front would definitely be appreciated. And then we do host these webinars monthly. So we try to provide education and show you how we can help you out. So you definitely continue to hop on these. We like to take your insights on what you're looking to learn about so that we can provide additional information on that. I know this summer, really going to do a deep dive on all the things that leads and borrowers are looking for to make sure that they're prepared for that loan process. Just talking with a number of first-time home buyers, I know there's definitely a lot you guys could implement that would really add a lot of value to them. So excited to share that insight with you guys as well, and allow you to use that content in a Duvo and grow your business. It looks like a lot of people are looking for just content creation in general as a pain point, leveraging social media, and then integrations between platforms. So it's great to know. Thank you guys for sharing that. And then my last couple here, these are just to make it easier for you. So if you'd like to attend our next webinar, definitely let us know. I can go ahead and sign you up after this. More than happy to just make that easier for you. And then let me go ahead and just shift what I'm sharing here so you guys can see our contact information. I will be sending a follow-up email tomorrow morning that will include the recording for you guys. It will also include the link to our webinar next week if you'd like to sign up. Those of you that responded, I'll get you signed up today, so you'll get that Zoom invite. And then again, we do host these monthly, so feel free to continue to sign up and attend. And the more insight we can get from you guys just helps us better customize for what you guys are looking to learn. I see another question popped in here. Let me go ahead and get that up. Asked if we integrate with Flowify and CRMS. We don't currently integrate with Flowify. It is on our radar to do so. Depending on your LOS, I know there are integrations with Flowify. So if you want to, and other CRM, sorry, I see that now. So if you want to reach out to us and let us know which LOS you're on, we can let you know how that integration with Flowify is possible. And then other CRMs, right now, we're only directly integrated with loan origination systems. But again, depending on the LOS you're using, I know a lot of them out there have different integrations. So if you want to reach out to us directly, we can definitely help answer any questions you have. And then I just pulled this up here so you guys can see our contact information. But again, we'll be following up with an email tomorrow that'll include all of this. If you'd like to give us a call, our team members are ready to answer any questions you have. And for those that were interested in the free accounts, we'll get those created for you today. So look out for an email from support@aduvo.com so you can get that in there, poking around, and let us know if you have any questions. And then, like Leslie said, we want to make sure we are sharing information that you guys are looking for. So just interested in what you're looking to hear about next month. We have a variety of different ideas and topics we're looking to cover, but if there's anything kind of top of mind for you guys right now, definitely let us know, and we are more than happy to help you out. It looks like a deeper dive into how Aduvo can help. I can definitely elaborate on that a little bit more. Also, if you guys want to hang on, I'm more than happy to navigate around the platform a little bit better today. Social media is a big one, but that's great. That's kind of where I was thinking we'd go for our May webinar, and more about marketing as well. Okay, thanks guys for the insight. For those interested in learning a little bit more about Aduvo, I can go ahead and just navigate you guys around the platform a little bit more and answer any questions that you have. So let me go ahead and share Aduvo again. So Aduvo was built from the ground up specifically for loan officers. So this is really tailored to your business and your needs. We are continuing to elaborate on the platform, and we just love to get your feedback to hear on how we can help you grow your business and what you're really looking for. So the platform is directly integrated with your loan origination system, and we'll pull some information for you here. So it'll pull some lead information for you, closing activity, any active loan information, as well as any marketing stats. So we like to give you just a quick snapshot view of where everything is at in the platform. And the main components of the platform are the marketing. And I know we've navigated you guys around a bit, but we have tons of pre-built campaigns for you. So whether it's a birthday alert, a holiday alert, those newsletters that we've mentioned, we have tons of content that you can turn on. And then of course, those status alerts that'll go out for you throughout the loan process, to the borrower, the co-borrower, the realtor, really any contact that you think those would be good to go to, we can turn those on. And we can do, again, both text and emails. So we can turn that all on for you. Sorry, I'm reading a question here. Yes, the platform does do texting. So whether it's email or text, a combination of both, we have that content available for you, and you guys can create any content on your own. As you'll notice here, we have a variety of different types of templates. So we add this really easy feature. Any of you guys that are getting those trial accounts, you can just use this to kind of navigate and see the content we have available, any of those campaigns. These are all of our available campaigns at the moment. And then the campaigns themselves, they are I think, really easy to help see what the content is and kind of navigate around. So again, those users that are taking advantage of the free trial, you can open any campaigns, go ahead and open this little box. And then if you click preview, you'll be able to have a preview of what that content looks like. Let me go to one that has some more content for you. Let's open a loan status here. And we'll go to emails. The emails here, as you'll notice, we have tons of this pre-built status alert content that can go out for you guys. Any of these milestones that you'd like this to be triggered, it'll go out for you automatically as you're updating that status in your loan origination system. And these do trigger in real time. So they'll go out for you guys. If there's any of this content you don't want to go out or anything you want to add, again, we can help you do all of that. And anything that you want to customize, you have the ability to do so. As you'll notice with these templates, we showed you a version of the realtor, but the borrowers, we just give them a great summary of what this milestone means and what to expect next. We'll pull in your image. The one I'm in just doesn't happen to have an image here, but if you did want to include your picture here, you can definitely do that. It'll pull your contact information and just give them a great idea of where everything is at. And then another thing you can do in the platform is go ahead and take a look at text content as well. So it'll look the same, campaign builders, the same across the board, whether it's emails or texts, but this will allow you to have an idea of what those texts will look like. We'll give you a preview of what that content looks like. And then we follow all industry regulations for text. So texting stop, for instance, we have that implemented for you to keep you compliant so that those emails are going, or sorry, those texts are going out appropriately. And then what about potential buyers to keep in front of them? We have pre-built content for you that you can use to send to leads. So things that will help them, for instance, prepare to move forward in the home buyer process, or maybe you get some contacts, you've got a birthday, you can send them birthday emails. We also have those newsletters that you could send out to potential borrowers as well. So there's a number of different content pieces you can send out to them. And we also have holidays. So there's a number of good pieces you can trickle out to them that will just keep your name. And then with all of our content, we provide your information on there. We'll include your image. So it does feel really personal that they're, receiving that from a person and not just a platform. So definitely we've got some content on that front for you. Let me hop over to the template library. So we have tons of pre-built content for you guys. You can always duplicate any content and create your own as well. So for instance, if I wanted to make my own newsletter, I could go ahead and duplicate this, create my new template. I could go ahead and create my subject line. You can include merge tags, emojis, all those types of things, preview text. And then you can come in here and use the content builder. I know you guys got a snapshot of this earlier, but we've got this great drag and drop builder. If I wanted to add more text somewhere, I could pull in a text bubble, add some text here. Some people had asked about linking to sites and having them take them places. So this read more, for instance, you could include a URL to a website that you'd like to take them to. Oh, it look right here. I thought this might be on here. This you could also include so that if they click on it, it'll send you an email, create a new email for them to send. So those are the options on here. And you can upload and use any images that you like. So this is really customizable. And then once you save it, you've got your own version of this. So you can really, sky's the limit on what you can create for content. Somebody asked if there's a setup fee. There is not a setup fee. And then all of our contracts are month to month, so no long-term commitments. And cancel at any time. We do have a 20% discount if you do sign up for a year contract, but you're definitely not required to do so. And then the last section here to show you guys is the people and loans section. So this allows you to create custom views and custom lists of information that you'd like to see. So let me go to all contacts, for instance. This isn't the best one to show because I'm not connected to data. Give me 1 second. Let me change my user type here just so I can show you what this looks like when there's actually people populated in there. Okay. The site that I had that had data must have had that reconnected to a different site. But what I can do for anybody interested to looking at those screens, I'm more than happy to schedule a follow-up demo with you when I get in the right account that has that information that I'm looking for. But those loans will show the contacts that you would like. Those contacts will be pulling from your loan origination system. You can create custom views so that you could see, say, your existing leads and your existing loans. So we could definitely help you create any views that you'd like, and just gives you an easy place to look at those people. You can also create those lists and then enter them into campaigns as well. So there are a lot of options with those lists, and we're more than happy to help you out on that front. Yeah, any other questions you guys have for us before we hop off here? Anybody on the Aduvo side of the call have anything they think we should add or mention before we let everybody go?
Nope, all good here.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for hopping on. We appreciate all of your answers to the polls. It'll definitely help us create better and better webinars and more content for you guys. So thanks for hopping on. Look out for that email tomorrow with the recording. And if you guys have any questions from us, definitely feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help out. Hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday and a good rest of your week.
Thank you.